don't have a focus problem. You have a truth you're avoiding. And if you ever stop distracting yourself for just 5 quiet minutes, you might come face to face with the one thing that could change your life or quietly unravel it. You're not distracted, you're escaping. And the uncomfortable part is you probably know that. It's not that your phone is too interesting. It's not that your attention span is broken. It's not even that the world is louder than it used to be. It's that there is something you don't want to feel. And distraction is the cleanest way to avoid it. Before we go any further, if this kind of quiet reflection resonates with you, consider subscribing to Quiet Thinking. It helps the channel grow, and it gives me a reason to keep making conversations like this. Now, I used to tell myself I just had a focus problem. I'd sit down to work, and within minutes I'd check my phone. Open a new tab, scroll for no reason, refresh the same app I just closed. It felt automatic. I blamed the algorithm. I blamed dopamine. I blamed modern life. But one night, I noticed something. I had turned everything off. No notifications, no music, no background noise, and the silence felt threatening. Not peaceful, threatening. That was the first time I realized something was off. Because if distraction was the problem, then silence should have felt like relief. But it didn't. It felt like standing alone in a room with something I didn't want to meet. And I think a lot of us are living like that. We call it distraction, but it's avoidance. We call it low attention span. But it's emotional resistance. You don't reach for your phone because you're curious. You reach for it because there's a moment you're trying to skip. The moment right before a difficult thought forms. The moment right before you admit you're unhappy. The moment right before you realize you don't like where your life is heading. Distraction is fast. Feeling is slow, and slow is dangerous because slow gives the truth time to surface. Have you ever noticed how quickly you grab something the second you feel slightly uncomfortable? Standing in line, waiting at a red light, sitting alone at night, there is this tiny flicker of unease, and before it grows, you shut it down, scroll, tap, play something, anything. We don't even give discomfort 5 seconds anymore. But here's what I've started to believe. The problem isn't that we re-addicted to stimulation. The problem is that we re-afraid of clarity. Clarity asks questions like, why am I still in this job? Why am I still in this relationship? Why am I always tired? Why do I feel behind? Why do I feel empty even when everything looks fine? Those questions don't show up when you're busy. They show up in stillness, and stillness is becoming rare. Not because we can have it, but because we avoid it. I used to think I needed better productivity systems, better time management, better discipline. But the truth was simpler and harder at the same time. There were things in my life I didn't want to look at, and distraction gave me a socially acceptable escape route. No one judges you for being busy. No one questions you for being online. No one calls you out for being caught up. It's normal. But normal doesn't mean healthy, and I am not saying technology is evil, or that scrolling makes you a bad person. It doesn't. This isn't about blame. It's about honesty. Because when you strip everything away, distraction is often a shield against self-doubt, against grief, against regret, against the quiet realization that something needs to change. Sometimes we stay distracted because if we slow down, we might have to make a decision, and decisions are uncomfortable. It's easier to live in a blur. You wake up. You can respond, you react, you sleep. Repeat, no space to question, no space to reflect. And the years move quietly. I remember one afternoon sitting on my couch, phone in hand, not even enjoying what I was watching. I wasn't entertained, I wasn't learning, I wasn't relaxing. I was just avoiding a conversation I needed to have, avoiding a risk I knew I should take, avoiding the possibility that I was settling. That moment was small, but it was honest, and honesty feels heavier than distraction. Here's the strange part. The more we escape, the more restless we become, because the things we avoid don't disappear, they wait, in the background, underneath the noise. That's why you can spend hours consuming content and still feel unsettled. It's not because you need more stimulation. It's because stimulation isn't solving the real tension. You can scroll your way out of dissatisfaction. You can binge your way into clarity. You can only face it. And facing it doesn't mean dramatic life changes overnight. It means small, uncomfortable pauses. It means sitting with a thought long enough to hear what it's actually saying. It means noticing the impulse to escape and not immediately obeying it, just once, just for a minute. When you feel that urge to check something, pause. Ask yourself quietly, what am I trying not to feel right now? Don't judge the answer. Just notice it. Maybe it's boredom. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's loneliness. Maybe it's fear of not being enough. Whatever it is, it's human. And it deserves attention more than the screen does. There's a difference between healthy rest and avoidance. Rest restores you. Avoidance numbs you. One leaves you clearer. The other leaves you foggier. And if you're honest, you can usually tell which one you're choosing. I'm still learning this. I still reach for distraction sometimes. But now when I catch myself, I don't immediately shame myself. I just get curious. What am I escaping? That question alone has changed more than any productivity hack ever did. Because the goal isn't to eliminate distraction completely. It's to reduce the unconscious escaping. To choose awareness over autopilot. To allow silence to exist without immediately filling it. Silence isn't empty. It's revealing. And yes, sometimes what it reveals is uncomfortable. But discomfort isn't danger. It's information. Information about what matters, about what hurts, about what needs attention. If we keep drowning that information in noise, we stay stuck, not because we're incapable, but because we never let ourselves see clearly. You're not broken. Your brain isn't defective. You're not uniquely bad at focusing. You might just be protecting yourself from something you haven't fully faced yet. And that protection once helped you. It probably made sense at some point, but protection can quietly become a prison. The door isn't locked. It's just easier not to open it. So maybe tonight or tomorrow morning you try something small. Sit without background noise for 5 minutes. No music, no scrolling, no multitasking. Notice what shows up. Don't fix it. Don't analyze it to death. Just let it exist. Because the opposite of distraction isn't productivity. It is presence. And presence is uncomfortable at first. But it's also where clarity lives. Maybe you're not distracted. Maybe you're standing at the edge of a truth you haven't wanted to meet. And maybe the next time you reach for your phone, you pause just long enough to ask why. Not to judge yourself, not to shame yourself, just to understand. And that quiet moment of understanding might be the first step out of escape. This is quiet thinking. I'm glad you're here. Now I'm curious, what do you usually reach for when you want to avoid feeling uncomfortable? Share your answer in the comments so we can all learn from different perspectives. And if this kind of reflection speaks to you, consider subscribing to Quiet Thinking to support the channel and encourage more thoughtful conversations like this.